Okay, so I figured I'd analyze some of the problems we're having in phase 3. So here we are entering phase 3.
Me too.
Okay, we drop down. Alright, I'm just going to step through this because it's a lot easier to see when you step through it really slow. So first thing that's going to happen, phase 3, slag bombs are going to get cast. The boss is going to cast slag bombs on 3 players. So he's just doing that, getting ready to do that. Okay, and here's the slag bombs. So he casts slag bombs, and they're popping out, and they attach themselves to 3 players. And, one of them goes on me. And we get the DBM warning up here: attach slag bombs on shrooms, darkener, dolls. And there's this little icon here, which is a doll with a bomb attached to it. Dolls. It doesn't stand for dollars. I get this other warning here: attach slag bombs on you. My speech bubble popped up. Attach slag bombs on darkener. So it's pretty obvious. And I have a weak aura that has all kinds of different debuffs that show up in here, and it's showing me on this weak aura that I have this as well with 4 seconds on it. So here we are. Down here is dolls, here I am, and then up here is shrooms. So people with bombs run left. So here we are running left. Shrooms is running left, I'm running left. We don't want to overlap these circles. Shrooms' bomb exploded. There goes mine, really nice on the edge. Dolls drops his here. The next thing you need to be aware of is this slag eruption CD. So in 11.5 seconds, these become active volcanoes. So for now, there's a little bit of a blast damage when they go off, but that's it. So the next thing that's going to happen is impaling throw. That's going to go out on 2 people. Did I miss the... Let me make sure I get the impaling throw. So the impaling throw, or marked for death, is what it is. The impaling throw hits players that are marked for death. So Koja and Windstrom were marked for death. They went right, and they are staggered so that these spears that come out do not hit both of them. So here they are, they get knocked back, but oh, wait a minute, there's a 3rd person here that got hit. Yep, so there's Windstrom and Koja and Ash. So the placement of these arrows when the spears come out is very critical, that no one is standing in that line, because it will actually hit whoever else is standing in that line or near that line. So players up here need to be very careful. Okay, so we had 1 extra person, first of all, get thrown away, can't DPS, and also take a debuff that requires a significant amount of healing. Oh, and before we entered phase 3, we lost Baby. So we actually entered phase 3 down 1 player. So here we are now. The next mechanic in phase 3, these are really just, this is it, these are the mechanics, is this massive shattering smash. And the boss will cast this massive shattering smash. You'll see this red circle. And when the smash goes out, people in the circle will get blown back. And which direction you get blown back depends on where in this circle you are, think of this circle as this entire platform. And wherever you're standing is exactly where you'll go on this platform. So if you stand right here at this front edge of the circle, you go straight forward this way. If you stand here at the back end of the circle, you'll go get thrown backwards. So everyone's job is to stand in the circle. Everyone who can. And the only people who shouldn't is anyone who really doesn't have enough health. But these players need to be topped off. So Massive Shattering Smash is coming out. Here it comes. Players in the circle. I'm moving back here towards this back edge here, trying to pick a spot where I think it'll be safe, so that when the smash comes, and these people were the people that had the spears, so they're not going to be in here. They didn't get back in time. So here comes the smash. Boom. Instantly the people that are in the smash share a certain amount of damage. The more players in there, the less damage each person takes. So I'm getting blown back. And see how a lot of these people are getting blown all around. Well, that's because, let's go back here. People were just standing in any goddamn place they wanted to. They, in fact, weren't even giving a crap. Now, maybe they were melee and they needed to be near this, attack area in range, but they're off to the side, and a lot of them are right in here. So then when the smash comes out, they're going that way, which is okay because we're right in the middle of the platform here. So everyone gets thrown somewhere where it was safe, except for perhaps, let's see, Crystal. Crystal, I don't know where Crystal was standing in the circle, but Crystal Lynx got thrown. Let's see if we can see that person getting thrown that direction. So it's this way. So it's that way. I'm trying to see where I'm facing here. Yeah, I'm facing. So Crystal was here and got thrown straight out this way. Let's see. So that looks like that must be him right there. Okay. Yep. So there's somebody here at this edge of the circle and gets thrown that way. And there really isn't much platform that way. So you'll notice that this person's pretty much dead. I keep thinking I can change my camera orientation. Well, the nifty thing is he's not quite dead. He actually is way out here. And here's the funny thing. I think you can even see him. Well, so you'll see because he gets marked for death. Blackhand cast Slag Eruption. Okay, marked for death. Crystal and Darkener. So, marked for death on me. Marked for death on Crystal. Where's Crystal? Way out there. Somewhere. And not quite dead because he has 196k. I don't know how the heck he ended up there. Well, I know how he ended up there. But that's where he is. The spear's heading that way. My spear, I'm taking to the right. There's not a whole lot of platform over here, I realize, so I actually try to scooch in a little bit closer once I know that this arrow is away from all these people, because here it's coming, it hits me, and it takes me towards the edge of the platform. And you want to make sure that you're not getting knocked off the platform. And people need to give you room. People should not be to the right. Alright, so at this point Crystal is dead. So when we entered phase 3, Baby was already dead. Now Crystal's dead, and Crystal is one of our healers, so we're down a healer. Blackhand is at 20%. I start getting my 20%, sub 20% abilities. Here's the next Massive Shattering Smash. So this is Massive Shattering Smash 2. Here's the circle. You got to be inside of it. If you run at the very last second, like other bosses where it doesn't register that you're there, even though you swear your tune was there, you can't run into the circle at the very last second or sub-second because it won't register that you're there. You have to be there and stop and pretty much have at least a couple milliseconds before the thing happens. Okay, so there's Massive Shattering Smash 2. We get thrown out, thrown back. Some people going off this way, which was pretty dangerous because there's a volcano there. The next Marked for Death is coming out. Marked for Death on blueberries and whackers. Somebody's here, and somebody's here. Somebody's here, and somebody's here. Blueberries, whackers. It's very important to note that DBM actually has built in this concept where one of the Marked for Death targets gets this right command and one of them gets the left command. That's if you're playing some kind of strategy where, you know, one goes to the left and one goes to the right, and this tells you which one goes to the left and which one goes to the right, just so that there's no fights. Now we can use this as two people go to the right. We can use this to designate which arrow should be to the left and which arrow should be to the right of each other when they're over here. Although in this situation, it would make sense that whackers go here, blueberries go here. So it actually has nothing to do with left or right. And I think this is confusing people because I see people running to the left when they get this. This doesn't mean run to the left. You always run to the right with arrows. Marked for Death, aka also known as. So let's see, Impaling Throw is almost ready to go out. Here's the arrows. They're both over here. Kind of decently spread. And there they go. There's the spears. You can actually see them. See? Two of them. An interesting thing happens. If there's more people that are going to get hit, there will be more spears. There's actually one per person. I think when the thing is cast, it decides who all is going to be in the line, and it sends out that many spears. So that was whackers and what was it? Whackers and blueberries. Whackers is dead. Whackers didn't have enough health when he got hit by the spear, and I'm not sure what. He must have had something on him from something else. But it's pretty important. Of course, we were down a healer at this point. Crystal Lynx was dead, so now we had the healers that were there were left taking up the slack. As you can see, a lot of people are low on health, though I would definitely prioritize when it says Marked for Death on blueberries and whackers. I would definitely heal blueberries and whackers way before I would heal TZ Paladin, let's say, or certainly way before MS Dolls. Forget it, don't even bother healing this. I would heal blueberries and whackers. Just makes sense, right? Of course, it doesn't help if you don't know that they're about to get it. And me, I have this other debuff on me from the last time. I think I got targeted. Slag Eruption 2. So you notice this got cast, and all of the volcanoes that were left out from Massive Shattering Smash and Slag Bombs is now exploded. Okay, so now we're back in Slag Bombs again. This time it's on shrooms, ash, and rags. Some people are not having, like shrooms, I never see a say bubble, chat bubble for him, so maybe he doesn't have his set up. There's some other people that it's not doing that for. This really helps if you have this turned on, and I would say it's not only it really helps, we pretty much need it. Here's the other thing, the tank, and I've noticed this, does not need to run very far. I would say the tank should only just get outside of range of melee and the rest of the group here and drop it at the edge. That way these folks here can run around the back a lot faster and get to their destination and not be out of range of the healers, versus this tank keeping running this way and these people having to constantly run further and further down to stay away from this person's explosion. Just my 2 cents. Because this is way too far. I mean, I think this is way too far. No offense, but... And now these people are side to side going, holy cow, how am I going to get to the edge when this person keeps... Yeah, okay. And there's no one in danger over here. Slag explosion. Let's see when these bombs go out, if they're instantly explosions or not. Alright, well, so here's the bad news. Because of this, you have Shrooms, Ash, and Rags all running. Here's Shrooms. Here's Ash and Rags. Two unfortunate buds, side by side, in the danger zone of each other. Ash is actually even closer to this danger zone for Shrooms. But these don't actually blow up at exactly the same time. They go out in a sequence. Sometimes it goes 1, 2, 3, sometimes 2 and then 1. But here you'll see Ash over here take some damage. Rags is right here. I mean, literally right here. So Rags is taking some damage. Let's see. Rags takes a bunch of damage. Ash is taking a bunch of damage. They're taking twice as much damage as they probably should. Ash is nearly dead. Rags is hurting as well, but he's probably popping something, or... Ash is dead. Ash is dead. These are stacked quite well. They didn't erupt though, so they came out before the eruption, so they won't erupt until this next eruption in 23 seconds. Alright, oh wait, slag eruption. No, that was the last one, but these haven't erupted. Okay, so the next Mark for Death is coming out. Massive Shattering Smash is going to happen before the Mark for Death, but look at this, Massive Shattering Smash 3 and Mark for Death 4 are nearly back to back. And so these are the kind of things you notice when you do this over and over again, or you play it back really, really slow. So here in 1.5 seconds, the Massive Shattering Smash is going to go out, but in 1.8 seconds, the spears are going to go out. So we might have to figure out what we're going to do in this situation. This may be a good situation to have people really grouped up so that immediately the two people that get marked for spears can shoot to the right and not hit anyone. Because here's what happens. This is a tough one. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Holy cow. Hit the fast forward button.
Move the red circle.
Okay. Massive Shattering Smash 3. Mark for Death 4. It's about to go out. Here comes this Shattering Smash. Boom. We're getting blown back. Okay. Look, these people are already targeted, but they've just started getting blown back. Dolls and Koja. Oh, this isn't a bad one. But anyway, so just so you know, this is going to happen on Massive Shattering Smash 3. Oh, and of course, as luck would have it, if there is a spot where multiple volcano crapiolas will be overlapping each other, of course I'm going to land in it. Yeah, and then here comes Koja. He lands in it too. He's a healer though. Rags, I think, lands in it. He's a healer, but his ability, his special ability as a holy priest is dying very gracefully. So that's pretty much all you can do is die here. I get Guardian Spirit. Thanks, Rags. So check it out. I'm nearly dead, but not quite. But I've got these shadow wings on me. Ha. Shadow Guardian Spirit. Looks pretty awesome. In fact, the Shadow Guardian Spirit saves my life because I can actually pretty much tell it's going to end early. I'm pretty sure because there's still seconds here. It's hard to see, but there's still seconds here on it. And then suddenly it's going to drop off and my health goes back to not quite 50%. I hope it really wasn't supposed to be 50%, but see the wings disappear. That was a save death effect. Alright, so that's pretty much how this went. And at this point, it's a loss. It's a wipe. There's nothing that's going to happen. No good thing that's going to happen out of this. So, next one. Let's see if I can do this. Just pull this in. And go full screen. And go to phase 3. Let's see this one. Phase 3. There's me healing. Okay. Phase 3. Boom. Here we are going into phase 3. I like to do this to see how many. So in this transition to phase 3, we're all alive. All of us. Okay. Everyone's alive. Blackhand's at 30%. Here we go. Let's get this guy down. We know we can do it. This is actually, I think, the one where we got him to 5%. So this was our best attempt. So of course, first, actually I thought the first thing that went out was the slag bombs. Do we get slag bombs? I don't know. Okay, yeah, here it is. First thing that goes out is the slag bombs. So it's on shrooms, koja, and blueberries. 3 slag bombs. Shrooms, koja, and down here, blueberries. Alright, look how spread out these are. There's no way these people will have a problem. No way. Because these are our smartest players too. This is shrooms, koja, and blueberries. But somehow blueberries dies. Here, Shrooms actually doesn't run quite as far, which is good. I think maybe he realized that he was making it harder by this time, because this was later on in the night. He was making it harder for these folks by running farther. So it really does. All he has to do is get out of the way of anyone else in here. But somehow, this was blueberries in the back, I'm pretty sure. Can't really tell. But, so blueberries, maybe not, because Koja's high health. There's an explosion there. Maybe blueberries already had the spear from the last phase. So this is critically important. I'm going to emphasize this because I think this is probably a key thing. So when you transition into phase 3, it's very important that you leave the last siege tank up, because you want every single spear to go into a siege tank. You don't want anyone, not even the tanks, to have the debuff. Hopefully, if they had it, it was from the last time they had to save somebody, and it'll drop off soon. But it seems like before we transitioned, see he's targeted, mark for death, I'm sure. Next mark for death. Does it call it out? He's got the debuff though, definitely. And it's hard, I can understand, because if you're kiting the tank and it targets you, it's hard to, you can't get behind a tank that you're kiting. So yeah, so Blueberry's already had the debuff entering phase 3. So this is a key thing for healers to know. Entering phase 3, these people are all fairly okay. These two people have the debuff. These are the priority heal targets. You got to keep them, particularly this guy, because he's not a tank. So then when this, I'll just forward a little bit faster here. So then when this slag bombs came, I'm not sure, it could have been a combination of ticks of damage from the spear combined with the bomb damage. It's just unfortunate that Blueberry's also got targeted by a bomb and he had the debuff. But yeah, if you see that, that's definitely a clue to the healers that you have to heal this person. In fact, if I were Blueberries, I probably would have called out for some kind of cooldown. Or I would have used a cooldown. Because that's definitely... Because right before his explosion, he was already... So he was here, and then he got hit by, say, Koja's explosion because he was way too close. And then when his explosion went off, it just killed him. Alright. Marked for death. Whackers and Windstrom. They're over here nicely stacking the arrows. Very nice. Of course, you do not want to do this. You want to spread these out. This is a little frustrating because I feel like when I do this too, the other person always stands in the same spot. So we need to establish 2 spots. And there you go. So these arrows are now pretty well spread out. The only weird thing is here is that Windstrom keeps running back this way. I think he thinks that maybe that's going to put distance. But he's just getting more precariously close to the edge. Maybe he has special blink power. See, here comes the spear. Pew! At him. He was right here. Whackers is getting knocked back. Windstrom is getting knocked back. Windstrom is like so far out of my range. If I were trying to heal him, I couldn't. Whackers now is out of range. Windstrom must have blinked back in. He's probably back here now somewhere. Here's Shrooms. He likes to run off. He overcompensates. Because Massive Shattering Smash is coming and he doesn't want to get smashed so that he can taunt the boss. Anyway, so Massive Shattering Smash. Here's a Windstrom. Here's a Whackers. We know those two aren't going to be in the circle. The rest of us should. This is Massive Shattering Smash 1. Stand at the back of the circle, people. Don't stand outside the circle. Don't move into the circle at the very last second because it will not register that you're in the circle. Like, let's say anywhere... Okay, see now this person's starting to move in. Yeah, at point 2, you don't start to move in. At point 1, if you're still not in, forget about it. At this point, it's like sub point 1. It doesn't even register sub point 1. You're not even in the circle. You're not in the circle. I don't know, this must be a pet. So, we get knocked back, although not all of us, because Shiv doesn't, Ash doesn't, Dolls doesn't, or Dolls goes somewhere else. Now comes Slag Eruption. That thing turns into an active volcano. Blueberries is rezzed. Blueberries is sick. Alright, slag bombs. Slag bombs on shrooms, shivd, and TZ. I only see a speech bubble for TZ. I do not see one for shrooms or shivd. Shrooms isn't quite so critical because he's always back here, but... And I also see marked for death on baby and crystal. To the left with the bombs, to the right with the marked. Don't stand there. Don't finish casting. Move. Move. Okay. But baby, I'm not sure. Maybe he thought he was a bomb. He got confused because he may have been right next to somebody marked. Maybe he thought because it says left that he was supposed to go left, but baby goes this way. So you see an arrow aiming this way and an arrow aiming this way. Actually, had this have gone off now, it would have hit this person, but luckily TZ and baby split just enough at that last second there so that when the spear came out, here comes a spear going this way. And one went that way. And baby dead. Absolutely dead. No saving that. I mean, it's just unfortunate. Alright, so what's next? Shattering Smash is coming up. 2. Alright, massive Shattering Smash. Now, I think it would help actually to look behind you and see where is safe, and then stand in the section of the platform behind you that is safe. Because it's pretty much a given that that's where you're going to go. I've always been standing kind of at the very middle back. Actually, I think I'm right on the edge. In fact, see that one, I didn't get included because I was accidentally right on the edge and didn't get to go. So, sorry if people... No, nobody died from that. Still, it's... Gotta be careful, gotta watch that. Whackers is dead. Dolls and Windstrom. So Whackers went... Let's just look at the Shattering Smash. Other thing is, I think these Shattering Smashes might be too... May be able to get a little closer to the edge. Alright, Whackers. I use one of these two. Orange ones. I'm not sure where... He must have landed in one of these things and couldn't survive. Alright, Dolls and Winter. So now we're down 2 people. He's only at 16%, so... But it's just 2 people, you know. I think at this point still, 2 DPS. You know, we got all our healers. We should be able to make up for that. So we've got Shivd, Shrooms, and Blueberries. We have the Slag Bomb. Here comes the Massive Shattering Smash. This is Massive Shattering Smash 3, marked for death 4. So let's see if these are like mostly back to back. They are, because here he is, he's casting it. So this thing is 1.3 and this is 1.6. So every Massive Shattering Smash 3 is followed immediately, like literally marked for death. Okay, Massive Shattering Smash. Marked for Death. Koja Crystal Links. This is an important one because this is, you know, you're being thrown back, so you're already losing time to get away from other people. All right? But the nifty thing is, these people are already to the right, so for them to be able to move over to the right and move up a bit just so that when they get knocked back, they don't get knocked back off, but they don't hit anyone, that would be great. So here we have Koja and Crystal. I'm running back. I'm actually got really good health. We still have everyone. Everyone's still alive. We still just only have the 2 people down. Wait a minute. But Crystal, wait a minute. Crystal, who's marked for death, has an arrow. Switches here to Ghost Wolf form. And decides to run like right in front of me. Whoa. Yeah, so let's look at this again. So there's only supposed to be 2 spears, but look, there's clearly 3 spears here. And this is also very interesting because at the point where this came out, it definitely decided that I was going to get hit as well. It wasn't like I was in the line of a spear. It actually sent another spear at me. So this was, thank you, Crystal, hitting me with the spear. I'm just about to get back to DPS, but no, I get knocked back again. I'm practically dead. Land in here, and now I'm dead. And of course, Crystal is dead. So, 9%. It would have been nice to be able to go back like I was and DPS the boss. In fact, my dots are still there ticking, but they'll be gone in a second. They're just background DPS anyway. So that's a bummer. That pisses me off. Probably me and Crystal here in this stupid shit. So that was a wipe. At that point, it fell apart. And you probably can understand why, because there's some simple mechanics. Pretty much have to be finished killing the boss by the 4th Shattering Smash. Once you get to the 4th one, that's the last time. There will be no more room on this platform. So between 3 and 4, you got to put as much DPS as possible, not send your friends flying into pools of molten lava. Alright, so that's pretty much what not to do.